Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Sevyn Elise here for another YouTube video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button. I promise you will not be disappointed with all the good content that I have coming up soon. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back my love. I'm so glad to have you here joining us for today's video. You guys, I'm so glad to have you guys here joining us for today's video. I know I already just said that like 2 seconds ago literally, but I am really happy to have you guys here joining us for today's video because you guys really did your thing on the last video. Like, y'all did y'all thing. We got like, what, 100 views in like within 2 days. I think right now we are like 270 or something like that. Since that video, I've gained like 10 to 15 new subscribers. So welcome to being part of the lovely gang, all my new subscribers. Because you know, that's what you guys are called, lovely gang. But anyways, you guys, before we jump into anything, please follow me on all social media platforms right here on the screen. And yeah, let's get into this video. So you guys, today we're going to be talking about dating while being a trans woman. I'm going to give like about 5 good tips or whatever and whatnot, like what goes on in the dating scene as being a trans woman. You can take these tips and, you know, use them to your advantage, or, you know, learn from this, whatever you want to do with the tips, girl, that's on you. I'm just here to share some tips and, you know, some things that I've experienced. So at the end of the video, I will talk about a few things that I've experienced while dating. And as I'm like listening to tips, I will, you know, incorporate my own experiences with them, with those, you know, particular tips as well. So yeah, pay attention, listen, you know, go grab a snack, whatever you got to do. I'm going to try to make the video not be long. You guys, my number one tip, for all my trans women out there that are, you know, dating and stuff, or, you know, trying to date, whatever. Number one tip is tell that man that you are trans, okay? Please don't go out here linking up with the trade or whatever y'all want to call that person. You know, just don't go out here linking up with men and they don't know your tea. I know you want to be like, you know, cunty and stuff, and you want to feel, you know, passable. You know, you want to feel like the cunts and all that. Like, you want your oats. We get it, girl. But at the same time, I just feel like me personally being safe and, you know, things like that are way more important than being passable and being cunty. I never ever in my life linked up with a guy ever without telling him that I was trans. How you want to tell him is personally, you know, your business. That's on you. If you want to tell him like over the phone or through text or whatever, I think through text is the best way because, you know, like, you don't really have to deal with the you know, the craziness. If they not with it, you don't have to deal with that. Like, girl, you can just, they say something wrong, you can just block them. Like, that's it, end the discussion, you know. But please don't link with nobody and they don't know your tea. If you about to link with somebody and they don't know your tea, please at least tell them before you like before you expose your body to them, you know. Like, and I mean, like, you know, like, say you're about to go on a date with a guy, he pull up outside or whatever, and you didn't tell him your tea yet. You like, oh, I'm gonna tell him when he get here or whatever. And then like you tell him or whatever as you like walking outside or something like that. I don't know. And then like, you know, like something can happen to you in that time, girl. So if you go tell him like right when he get outside, girl, make sure he like cool with it before you like expose your body to him, because girl, we don't want the girls getting hurt, okay? Tell these people that you're trans. Tell these men, not people, because everybody don't need to know that you're trans. Tell these men that you are seriously talking to or seriously dating that you're trans. You don't have to just tell any and every random guy that you're trans. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do when I'm like irritated. And this is weird. Kind of low. Well, it's not off topic, but it's kind of weird though that I do this because I find it funny, but my best friend be like, girl, why do you do that? So like if I'm like in the irritated mood or whatever, and like, you know, I'm talking to a guy and like he's not really the source of my irritation, but like I'm irritated and he don't know my tea yet, and like he just won't stop texting me, I'm like, I'm a tranny. Like, leave me alone. Like, I would like self-sabotage myself, and that's not really good, so don't be doing that. That's something I need to work on, but you know, that's just one way that I would like tell a guy that I'm trans. Or if you're talking to him, like at least talk to him for like a day or two before you tell him like you trans or whatever. Like, you don't have to talk, like, it don't have to be like a him sending a message, hey, and then your first response, like, you know, I'm trans. Like, that don't have to be your first response, you know? My number 2 tip or trick, whatever you want to call it, is online dating. Now, I feel like we pretty much live in a world of online dating. Okay, so online dating is kind of tricky, at least for me, because my experiences with online dating is like trash. Like my dating life, I don't even have a dating life. I have a sex life, but I don't have a dating life. You know, those are two different fields. So like with dating, I'm not gonna say like your soulmate's not on the dating app, but in my case, it's like really, you know, like the point, I'm at like the 0.1% of, you know, my finding my soulmate on a dating app. And when I say dating apps, I mean like Tinder, be okay. It can even be social medias like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, because I heard a lot of stories. Like my best friend, she used to tell me all of these dates about, you know, how she just niggas just be in her Twitter DM and like she just be going on dates with them or whatever. Like she don't be on Tinder and stuff. While my other best friend, you know, me and her, we use Tinder and stuff to like, you know, interact with the niggas. So that's a good way to like, you know, meet somebody. You have a very good selection of men on there in terms of like looks and stuff. To be honest, there's only probably two or three men that I've met off of a dating app where I felt like I had a genuine connection with, or that I've had some type of feelings for other than, you know, sexual feelings. Like this one guy, I feel like I really had like, you know, the most genuine attraction to him. He had the most genuine attraction to me, but we just really wasn't compatible as much as I thought. Like, you know, most of our interactions were just sexual interactions, but like, you know, at the end of the day, like we could still have a conversation without the need of, you know, without feeling the need to be sexual with one another, you know? It's just that like sometimes when the wine get on me, girl, I act out. But anyways, so yeah, that's like, you know, one guy that I found off a dating app or whatever. The other guy I met off a dating app, I met him in LA, and I told y'all like, we just go talk about that part at the end. Like we gonna say these last two men for the end. So you can use Tinder and use Be Okay. But my thing with that is like be safe while using those apps, because it's very, I'm not gonna say it's very rare, but it could happen. Like don't put it past, like don't let it not be a thought or whatever. But don't think about it to the point where you get paranoid or whatever, you know? Be careful about who you meeting up with off a dating app, because there are some crazy men out here that will like trick you and like rob you and set you up or whatever. There are gonna be some men that aren't attracted to you, and like when you tell them that you're trans, you might get a death threat or something. I've had my fair share of death threats. I don't really pay death threats no mind, because it's like, girl, I'm like one in a billion people in this city, let alone probably the state. So it's like, what makes you think that you just go catch me lacking out in public when I don't even go outside? Like I said, don't let these be things that you don't think about, but at the same time don't think about them to the point where you get paranoid and you just don't want to meet with nobody, because that's not something that's good for you. Also with dating apps, be prepared to run into a lot of men that just want to have sex with you. They don't want nothing else. And this kind of leads into like my third tip as well, which is like, you know, don't be a secret for nobody. Like if a man wants to like talk to you or whatever, but y'all can't go out on a date because he's scared of what society gonna say, like that's not the man for you. That's not the man you should be talking to. And like I said, that's something I have to work on as well, because yes, I have, you know, fallen victim to like, you know, talking to a nigga and then like, you know, it'd be like, oh, let's link up and chill or whatever. And like, you know, he over my house or I'm over his house, we just chilling, and you know, one thing leads to another or whatever. Like, I've had my fair share of that stuff, and you know, I don't necessarily want that for myself no more. I want to know what it feels like to be, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to know what it feels like to be courted, you know? Like, I want to know what it feels like to have, I want to know what it feels like to be, you know, somebody's like one and only pride and joy type shit, you know? Like, I want to be taken out on a date. Like, I've only been on one date, and the nigga that I went on a date with wasn't even from my hometown, you know? Like, I went on a date with a nigga that's like 4,000 miles away from me. Don't be nobody's secret. Like, just don't be nobody's secret. A lot of stuff that I want to say with that is going to lead on into 4 and 5. So we just go jump into 4, because 3, 4, and 5 all kind of play into the same thing. I said know what you want. Regardless if you're on dating apps or you just meet somebody like or you just meet somebody genuinely like out in public at a bar or something, whatever the case is. Know what you want from that situation. Don't be playing with people's feelings. And this is not only just for my trans women, but if you are a cisgender straight male and you're watching this video, don't be playing with our feelings, because you niggas is good for that. Beware of the master manipulators. I was just watching my girl Amaya video on this topic, and she was just talking about the M&Ms. Yeah, beware of the M&Ms, the master manipulators, because they're, like she said, like, girl, there will be some men out there that will try to, like, you know, manipulate you to feeling like, you know, you gotta feel bad for not wanting to confirm to, like, you know, what he want or whatever. So, like, if you want to go out to eat or whatever, you know, like, you want to be out in public, you want to go on a date, but he like, nah, let's just link up and chill at your spot or whatever. Like, don't settle for it or whatever. Like, don't be like, you know, okay, well, since he want this, you know, I'm gonna do it, because if I don't do it, he gonna be mad at me. And he'll be like, oh, well, you playing, you on games, and yada, yada, yada. You know, like, just beware of the master manipulators. I've had my fair share of manipulators. I have been manipulated, and like I said, you know, some of the tips that I'm sharing with you guys, these are also things that I need to work on myself. I can be easily manipulated. That's probably not something I should share with the world, but, you know, we're being transparent, so, you know, I'm just letting you guys know about, you know, my experiences and things like that. And hopefully I'm saving another girl from trauma and hurt and heartbreak and all that extra. Know what you want. So, like, if you seriously want to date with somebody, tell them, like, yo, I'm not looking to be just a hookup. Because a lot of men are only seeing us trans women as us hookups. They only see us as people that, you know, you can keep in the dark. People you can keep as a secret. You know, like, we ain't none of that, okay? So, like I said, don't conform to what he wants you to be or whatever. Like, if you want to date, then tell him you want to date. If that's not what he's looking for, then, girl, it's plenty of fish in the sea. 9 times out of 10, it's always a nigga that look better than him. It's always a nigga that's gonna probably treat you more better than, you know, what he could even potentially give you. So, like, don't just be hung up off of one nigga. You have to know what you want, so you don't be manipulated into getting something less than what than what you're striving to get. Number 5, which is, wait, what's that 5? Yeah, this is number 5. Which is have standards and don't settle for less. Girl, don't settle for less. Like, if you come across a nigga, and especially if he not treating you right, and he ain't giving you no money, like he not pouring into you physically and mentally and emotionally, girl, see ya. That plays into the whole, you know, link up situation thing. Like, if a guy, like I said, if a guy want to, like, come over and just chill at your spot, but you want to go out on a date, like, girl, don't settle for, like, don't conform to what he want. Like, don't settle for that, girl. Like, cause you don't have to settle for that. You are the prize at the end of the day, okay? Let these niggas know that you are the prize at the end of the day. I'm not chasing you, you chasing me. And, like, I've been coming into my realization of that lately. Like, bitch, I am the prize. I'm not about to chase no nigga. I'm not about to I'm not about to chase no nigga that don't want to talk to me. Like, girl, if you don't want to talk to me, then, girl, that is fine. You won't be the first nigga that didn't want to talk to me. You won't be the last. So, you know, and I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. You know, I'm not the most duntiest of the world, and that's fine. But I know I'm a bad bitch, and I know I'm the prize. So at the end of the day, I'm going to let you know that. If a nigga not applying pressure, it ain't, like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, we just don't have nothing to talk about. Like, period. Those are some of my little tips and tricks and stuff about, you know, dating as a trans woman. I was trying to make this video earlier, y'all, and hopefully y'all got to this part, because this is, like, a really, 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 really important part. This kind of don't have nothing to do, like, this don't have nothing to do with the topics at all, but it is important to this video, because I was trying to record this video earlier. It is it's 1 o'clock. It's 1 a.m. I got done with my makeup and stuff by, like, what, 8? So I've been trying to make this video earlier and it just wasn't working. Like for some, cause I smoked earlier, so I was high. And like when I was doing my makeup, like I just couldn't stop shaking. I don't know why. Like I was just so nervous. I don't know why I was nervous though. Like, cause it's like I've been on camera before. I don't know. But yeah, like I couldn't stop shaking. And then it's like when I got on camera and I started talking, like my voice just wasn't doing it for me. I feel like I sounded like a man. Because my mouth was really dry from, you know, smoking, and I was drinking water and stuff, but like it just wasn't working. And like the last video that, you know, the time that I was recording, because like I almost gave up. I wasn't going to post this video. Well, I wasn't going to record tonight. I was going to record a different night or whatever. You know, I was sitting in the video and I was like, okay, like this is triggering me. And like, you know, we talked about, you know, my insecurities in the last video. And we talked about how my voice is one of my biggest insecurities. So like being on camera now and like talking, well, you know, being on camera then and talking, and like my voice wasn't matching up to my standards or whatever, it was just like, it was bothering me really, really bad. Like I said in the previous video, I more so work on my voice for me, not for anybody else. Yeah, like I said, you know, being on the phone with a guy plays a factor into like, you know, me working on my voice, but for the most part, I like to work on my voice for me. Earlier, when I was talking on the phone with my best friend, and like these last few days, I haven't been like working on my voice. I haven't been like trying to talk like, you know, this. Like I haven't been doing anything with it. I just been sounding like how I sound. And you guys know how I sound if you watch any of my old videos. So, yeah, I was just sounding like that. And it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable, but like my best friend said, like when I'm on the phone with her, like I just pay it. Like I be like, girl, like cause I'm comfortable with her. So I guess that kind of like, you know, makes sense. That's why like, you know, it was taking me so long to like make this video, because like I kept stopping, then I kept recording, then I kept stopping, I kept recording. I just had to add that little part in. Now we're going to talk a little bit about my dating life and like my dating experiences and stuff. Now, most of the men that I, you know, interact with are off of Tinder or BOK. It's not something I'm like the most proud of, because like I do want to establish like a genuine connection with somebody like outside in public. Like I don't want to meet everybody that comes into my life off of a dating app, you know? At the same time, it's like I limit myself to dating apps because I don't go out to bars. If I'm not in a house, I'm at work. If I'm not at work, I'm in a house. So that's something I said I was going to work on, you know, next year. So yeah, dating online or whatever. And like I said, so like on Tinder and BOK, I don't have in my bio that I'm trans. I don't have that in my bio because it's not everybody's business. Everybody don't need to know. And that's just not something that I want to lead with, because like I said, it automatically turns men into thinking like, you know, they can just like fuck on you and that's it. And like that's not the case. Like I want somebody to get to know me first, you know? So it's not necessarily about like trying to trick anybody. It's just like talk to me as, you know, as a human, you know? Like don't talk to me as like, you know, just a sexual object. So yeah, like I like to talk to men for like I said, a day or two, and then eventually I tell them. It also really just depends on like the speed of the conversation for me. Like if a guy's like really like applying pressure and like he's just talking his shit, I'd be like, damn, like I gag. So I think I panic. And like I just be like, yeah, like within like the first 45 minutes, like I think I just be panicking. And it just be like, yeah, I'm trans, girl. So I don't know what you want to do with this information. But yeah, obviously not exactly how I tell them. How I tell them is like, you know, I'm like, oh, well, hey, I am trans. Sometimes I will say I am trans, or I will say I am transgender. But, you know, either one it don't really matter. But I'm like, you know, hey, I am trans. Just so you know, if that's something that you're cool with, then, you know, great. If not, that's also fine as well. If you are not interested, then please, you know, just kindly unmatch or block or whatever. You don't have to say anything disrespectful. Sometimes I extend it that far. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just keep it simple and I'm like, hey, I'm trans, just so you know. Is you cool with that? And like, I'll just leave it at that. I do come across a lot of men that just wanna, you know, just wanna fuck on me. They don't want to take me out on a date. They don't want to take me out on a date because they scared of like what their friends would say. They scared of what society would say. friends, family, all that stuff. And I just feel like, girl, we too grown. Like, we are too grown to be caring about what people, you know, think about us. Like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you know, don't nobody want to be talked about at the end of the day. But everybody talks about somebody. You know, like, you're going to get talked about or whatever. So it's just like, I just don't understand it. And then, like, their reasoning be like, you know, oh, you know, I won't have no friend. Like, my friends probably won't be friends with me, or my family will probably disown me. And I'm just like, sir, you are 32. You are 32 years old. Like, start your own family. Girl, fuck your family. Like, and that's just how I feel about it. Now, yeah, I would never, ever in my life ever expose somebody, because, like, for one, there's nothing to expose, because it's like, you know, you're attracted to women. But at the same time, like, I kind of understand, like, the whole exposing, like, the context of exposing or whatever. But, like, I would never, like, you know, out somebody, because, like, that's just not my type of tea. And then plus, on top of that, I just really don't give a fuck that much about it, you know, to, like, ever expose somebody or whatever. So, like, you know, that's kind of pointless in my book. But yeah, like, for the niggas that be like, oh, yeah, my homeboy probably won't be my homeboy no more, or my mom probably not gonna talk to me no more. Fuck your mama. Like, I'm dead, and I'm dead ass serious. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, fuck your mama. Fuck your homeboy. Like, don't fuck them. But you but anyways, like, you know, y'all get what I'm saying or whatever. Like, girl, if the people that you love the most can't accept you, then, girl, that's a sign from God telling you to remove those people from your life and go get some people that will accept you and will love you for who you are as an individual. Okay? And that's what I'm hearing. Like I said, I want to go on dates more. I wish I could go on a date with a guy from my hometown, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Not saying that I'm not optimistic about it, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, girl, I've been doing this for, like, what, 4 years now? Like, girl, I just don't know. I don't know. The last two guys that I was, like, talking to seriously or whatever, I met off a dating app. I met off Tinder. I'm pretty sure I met both of them off of Tinder. I know the most recent one I met off Tinder, but the one from LA, I don't know if I met him off of Tinder or BOK, but, you know, either way. So yeah, like, y'all know about the guy in LA. I was, like, super, super into him, but I never met him a day before in my life. I talked about him in, like, a video or two before. I don't know. But yeah, like, I really thought that was going to be my soulmate. Like, I really thought we was going to get married type shit, because he was such a sweetheart. And I'm so mad that I never got the chance to, like, you know, enjoy, well, I'm so mad that he never got the chance to enjoy, you know, me and, like, be in my company, like, be in my presence, you know? I just feel like the energy wouldn't shift it if we, like, lived in the same city. When me and him stopped talking, I think I already talked about this in, like, the last video or whatever. Like, I was kind of, like, ready to stop talking to him anyways when we stopped talking. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of did feel abandoned when, you know, the switcheroo came and we just stopped talking to each other. It was, like I said, it was kind of mutual, but I don't know, like, girl, I don't think about him no more though, but it's just like, that's just somebody that I was like, that really showed me, like, he was different. Like, he never said nothing sexual to me. He wasn't a pervert, like, none of that shit. He was just a nice, you know, cool, nice person. And I appreciate him for that. And that's why I don't wish, you know, bad on him and his family and stuff. But everybody else, y'all already know how I feel about y'all. So, yeah. And then this one guy that I'm talking to, well, I was talking to, I don't know if I'm still talking to him or not. Well, I don't know if he's still talking to me or not, but whatever. I met him off of Tinder. He's stationed in Hawaii right now, but he'll be home, like, next month. We were talking for, like, a good 2 weeks, and, like, I fell for him so hard. And it's just because, like, the shit that he was telling me over the phone, like, Baby was on the phone talking about how he liked me so much and how he ain't never met a bitch that cared about him so much. Because, like, we were talking about some serious mental health shit or whatever. And, you know, I was, like, trying to, like, kind of help him, like, you know, talk through, like, the shit that he was saying. Because, like, the shit that he was saying was not healthy at all. You know, there are some things that I need to work on as far as like, you know, my mental health and my way of thinking. So when I see something else about, you know, when I see something else wrong about somebody else, I'm like, you know, hey, you don't think that's something you need to work on? And like, you know, he was appreciative of that, telling me like, you know, how he wanted to get the chance to love me and blah, blah, blah. And like, I was just, at first I wasn't paying him no mind because I was like, girl, you drunk. Like, you don't mean this. But I felt so hard for it because like, I literally just left a situation with the LA dude where I was scared to call him because I was like, what if he don't answer the phone? The guy that's stationed in Hawaii, I don't be scared to call him. That's the first guy that I've ever talked to that like wanted to sleep on the phone at night with me. I mean, wanted to, you know, be on the phone and like, you know, sleep all night with me. Just be on the phone just to be on the phone with me. You know, he would FaceTime me and stuff. Like, it was just, you know, like little stuff like that. Whereas, you know, with the LA guy, it was like, girl, we only FaceTime once, and we was on FaceTime for like literally 60 seconds. We barely talked on the phone. Like I said, he called me like every month or whatever, like once every month. So it's like when I went from that situation to dealing with the guy that's like stationed in Hawaii, like it made me fall for him so fast because of that reason. Because it's like, I'm getting something from you that I wanted from the past guy or whatever. And then on top of that, you up here applying pressure, kinda, cause like you telling me all this shit. We're kinda not talking now because of some petty ass reason. Like, he literally got mad because, okay, so I told him to text. This really, I'm giving my experiences, so it has a lot to do with the video. Oh yeah, like I'm telling him, like my phone had got stolen or whatever. So I DM him on Instagram and I'm like, you know, I gave him my iCloud or whatever. And I'm like, here, like, you know, text my iCloud. He like, okay. Girl, I ain't heard from him since. So like a whole day and a half went by. So I text him on like, you know, Christmas Eve. And I was just like, all right, well girl, if you don't want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to you type shit. And that's what I said. But like, if we don't have no altercations with one another, like we don't have no beef or anything, why would you like take me serious when I say that? Like, I feel like anybody with, like, you know, some sense would be like, oh, she don't, like, she's just playing. She don't mean it like that or whatever. But, like, he, like, thought I was dead ass serious. So he blocked me on everything, girl. Like, I ain't gonna go fake. Like, I was hurt. Like, bitch, I cried for, like, 2 minutes. And then I realized I was a badass bitch and, like, I'm the prize and I ain't gotta be crying over no nigga. But, like, I really cried because, like I said, like, I was going from a situation where I wanted so much out of one person, and now that I'm kind of like getting it from you, and then you just up and nowhere like, you know, blocked me. At first I didn't even know why he blocked me. I thought he just blocked me because like he was a fuck nigga. And we ended up talking about it or whatever, and he was like, yeah, it was just that your response was just so uncalled for and blah blah blah. And I was just like, girl, whatever. Like once he explained that to me, girl, I was just at that point where I was just like, girl, cause like before he explained it or whatever, I got over it mentally. Cause you know, like I said, I cried for about 2 minutes and then I was like, girl, I'm the prize. And to be honest, the only reason I cried was because I feel like I have abandonment issues, and you know, y'all know I have daddy issues. So, you know, I correlated those two together and the waterfalls came. So yeah, like I just felt abandoned in that moment or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much why I was crying. But then I got over it and I was like, you know, I don't care or whatever. And then like when he gave his explanation, like he just started being dry or whatever. And I was like, girl, at this point, I really don't care if I hear from you again. I did take some pictures and stuff on Snapchat, and I did post them purposely on my other Snapchat because, you know, I had to message him from my other Snapchat because he blocked me from my new one. So I had to message him from my old Snapchat or whatever and like get the explanation from him. So when I was taking pictures and stuff tonight, I put them on my old Snapchat or whatever just so he could see them. And he messaged me. He was like, you cute. And I was like, I know. I'm just playing. I said thank you, but you know, I did that. Those are my tips and tricks and experiences with dating as a trans woman. Like I said, dating as a trans woman, it's like, you know, it's not hard, but at the same time, it's not the easiest thing in the world. If you are a trans woman, you're single, but you want to date and you just haven't, you know, come across that guy, just be patient. Your time is coming. I have to be patient. I know my time is coming. Like, I know that when I come across my soulmate, like that's just gonna be the man of my dreams, you know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I will definitely, you know, see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Please stay safe. All my trans women out here, please stay safe, and please make sure you follow rule number 1. Like, I don't care what the situation is, please follow tip number 1. I said rule, but please follow that one. And yeah, I love you guys, my lovely gang. Mwah. I don't know what I was doing, but see you guys.